Michael Anthony, the legendary bassist of Van Halen, responded to Sammy Hagar's recent comments about Joe Satriani not being a perfect match for the band during the 2024 Best of All Worlds tour. Hagar, who fronted the band during its most successful years in the Sammy Hagar era, suggested that while Satriani was a remarkable guitarist, his playing style was not an ideal fit for Van Halen's distinctive sound following Eddie Van Halen's passing in 2002. Anthony, who was part of the Van Halen lineup for decades before his departure in 2006, reflected on the challenges the band faced during this period of transition. "I hadn't heard that comment, but Sammy can be outspoken sometimes." Anthony laughed when asked about Hagar's remarks. "I get what he's saying. Eddie Van Halen's guitar playing was so integral to the band's identity that, of course, no one is going to be able to fill his shoes exactly." While Hagar's comments may have raised eyebrows among fans, Anthony was quick to clarify that his former bandmates were simply acknowledging the inherent difficulty in replacing someone as iconic as Eddie. "Joe Satriani is an amazing guitarist, no doubt about it," Anthony said. "But Eddie was so unique. No matter who you put in that position, it's always going to be a different dynamic." Satriani stepped in for Eddie after the guitarist's health issues led to him stepping away from the stage in the early 2000s. The Best of All Worlds tour was an attempt to continue Van Halen's legacy. Despite their best efforts, Anthony admitted the chemistry of the band was never quite the same without Eddie at the helm. "Van Halen was about the chemistry between all of us, especially Eddie and Alex," Anthony reflected. "When you lose someone like Eddie, you're not just losing a guitarist, you're losing the heart and soul of the band. It's tough, and I think Sammy was just being honest about that." When asked whether he thought the band could have done anything differently during the tour, Anthony was pragmatic. "We did the best we could with what we had. Fans seemed to enjoy it, and we gave it everything we had," he said. "It wasn't the same without Eddie, but we tried to honor his legacy and play the songs that the fans love." The bassist also addressed the broader question of a potential Van Halen reunion in the wake of Eddie's passing. "I'll never say never, but after Eddie's passing, everything changed," he said. "It's tough to imagine doing anything without him. That's just the reality we're all dealing with. But I'd never rule out anything completely." Despite the challenges and changes, Anthony emphasized the deep respect and camaraderie between the band members, including Hagar, Satriani, and drummer Alex Van Halen. "We've had our ups and downs, but at the end of the day, we were a family," he said. "The music we made together was something special, and that bond will always be there."